Oh, I'm glad I didn't stay in it. There you go. We'll see. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, let's go break even. Let's go break even. Okay, guys, it is Tuesday afternoon. So obviously, I'm not trading Mondays. And obviously on Monday, we had a bank holiday Monday as well. So definitely wasn't going to trade that either way. Some of my team did, and they did get some great results. I'll put some screenshots up of their results on Monday, which is fantastic. I'm in this trade now. It is going against the high time frame trend, but because it's so far gone on the high time frame, I feel like it could be some sort of pullback. So it's a bit cheeky. If I lose this one, it's kind of on me. However, from what I'm seeing on this time frame, on the 1 minute, it does look like it wants to push. Again, I am going to take partials at 1 to 1. But if you have a look, right, we've taken out this high. We've sort of created equals during London, liquidated and pushed down, pushed up higher, didn't make a new high, came down again. So in my head, I'm thinking probably price wants to come and liquidate this sort of like trend line liquidity to the downside and potentially come back and fill some imbalance roughly in this area down here. That's what I'm thinking in my head, right? But again, what I think doesn't matter. The market's in control. I'm just along for the ride. I can just kind of see what I can see, and it's completely up to the market to do whatever it needs to do. I'm not in control of this. I'm just trading what I can see. And what I can see is there's more reason for price to push to the downside than there is to the upside. However, I can be wrong. If we have a look at the news that's coming out, we do have job openings, JOLTS job openings, red folder news at 3 p.m. It's now just gone half one, so it is just the New York Open right now. So it could be consolidating until then, which would suck. So it's kind of like it could go either way. But from what I can see, it does make a lot more sense to go to the downside. Hence why I got into this trade. However, it can just spike up, take me out, and then do what it wants to do, right? Because anything can happen. And yeah, if it loses, it's kind of my fault for going against the high time frame trend. But hey, we're not all perfect. And let's just see what happens, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, I am in this trade still. I've been very close to being stopped out. I've removed my stop loss, so if I get stopped out, I'm going to lose 0.9%. So kind of my fault for going against a trend, but I don't know. I feel like I could be quite lucky here, to be honest. I feel like price wants to sell off. We are getting big bearish engulfing candles to the downside. Um, but if I do lose, I lose 0.9. If I only win half of it and then it stops me out, then I'll make like 0.1. Um, if I win them all, then I'll also make 1.5. But yeah, I want to go to the gym because I need to go within like half an hour. So it's like, do I just walk away and let this do what it wants to do? It's either gonna hit TP1 and then stop me out and I basically break even, or it's gonna hit both TPs and I make 1.5, or it's going to stop me out now and I lose 0.9. Those are my three situations that I'm in right now. Do I want to sit and watch it, or do I just need to go to the gym, train some legs, come back and hope all is good? If I get that, if I get confirmed boss and I get a proper boss as well, so it's like um a close below, not a wick below, like an actual close below, I feel like this could send it to the downside and I'll hit both TPs. I just checked my computer before I went, and yeah, I got stopped out at 0.9. So that's my day done. My fault for going against the trend, but it was worth a shot. I have seen it played out plenty of times before, doing what I was about to do. But again, there was an element of high risk. I knew that going into it. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay, guys, it's Wednesday afternoon. I just got on this trade on gold. Let me just walk you through it. So you see price push down right at the start of London. Now we're in the same time frame as New York, so it's not like an hour out now. So these sessions are in line. So it is opening at 8 o'clock in the morning. So as I can see it, price had a big push down, consolidated, had a wick, and now we got a breaker structure to the upside. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, price is now in line with a higher time frame, aka the 15-minute and the 1 hour. I'm expecting price to push to the upside. I mean, it can do whatever it wants to do, but if you have a look during Asian, price never came above this area here. It just went sideways, then dropped, then sideways. So potentially what I'm thinking is price is going to come back and take these highs. Again, I have no idea. I'm just trading what I can see. If it works out, I make 1.5%. If it doesn't, I lose 1%, or maybe slightly less, maybe like a 0.9 like I did yesterday. But at least today I'm going with the trend, other than yesterday was a bit cheeky going against the trend. So we'll see if that pays off. But yeah, as usual, taking partials. Whatever happens, happens. It's out of my control. We do have some PMI news today at 3 p.m. It is 2 p.m. at the moment, so it is an hour for the news to come out. So potentially price could push up here before the news, or it could spike me out beforehand. Again, it's not for me to know. I just need to trade what I can see and what makes sense to me. And buys on gold makes sense to me right now. So, well, yeah, I'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated, but hopefully we get a dub. All right, so I'm still in the trade. It's coming up to 3 o'clock. It's 1 minute to go. So I just thought I'll film the screen just to see what happens, to be honest. Is that we're going to lose dramatically or it might win dramatically. The odds are still in my favor that price will push up, but as I say, anything can happen. It's completely out of my control. So it's just interesting to see what price action will do. You know, see if you guys like it or not. Who knows? I feel like it's going to be a bit erratic. People getting in and out of positions right before the news release. Because if you have a look, just refresh it. Move my face out of the way. You can see right here, PMI news for the dollar in 18 seconds. So let's just see what happens. Yeah, let's just see. The price is pushing up now, but it doesn't mean anything. I know that for a fact. You know, it could just be a huge wick, but I don't know. We'll see. Whoa, whoa. Okay, let's go break even. Let's go break even. Please reduce risk as much as I can. Okay, reduce risk as much as I could. That actually makes sense. Stop losses there. Let's delete that because it'll get confusing otherwise. It hasn't taken half off because you know. Oh no, it has taken half off. We've taken half off, so we're making money today. Even if it's like 0.4 or something. Which is good. So that's what my stop loss is. So I am in a trade. I have taken half off and we are in profit. So if price does stop me out, I'll lose. What will I lose? 0.11. So if price does that, then I make 0.4 because I've already bagged 0.5. But if it hits overall TP, then we make 1.5 in total. But let me just check my history if I got slippage yet. Okay, I made 0.6 in slippage. So that'll be all right, won't it? 0.6 in slippage. But yeah, as I said, this is what I thought was going to happen. I'm actually going to move break even because price is just pumping now. Worst comes to worst, I'll make 0.56. So yeah, right now, this is where my stop loss is. So I'm going to, well, have a profit. Great, or profit a little bit. Either way, still fantastic. But yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought price is going to come after this liquidity up here. So let's just stay zoomed out and see if it does. Again, another reason why I do love a little bit of gold. Who would have thought I'd said that, hey? Because before, I wouldn't have thought that. Gold was my enemy for a while. I just didn't understand it, but that's just because I was new to the game. I'm now 4 years going on 5 years deep into trading. I've now got to that maturity level in trading well, just that maturity level in myself with discipline on the outside of trading as well, which is vitally important to actually be able to trade an asset like this. Like gold is it's a cruel and mysterious beast. So you just need to know what you're doing. And again, the main thing that you should be doing is protecting your capital at all costs. So it's just one of them things you just need to, just protect what you're doing. Try not to do anything stupid. But if it continues to push up, I'm not just going to sit here and rambling on filming to see what price does now. I'll catch up with you in a sec. All right, so I've been stopped out of the trade. I got stopped out in profit, so I don't really care. It could shoot up to the moon now and go for TP. I just don't want to take that risk, especially on this where price can just shoot up and then just go in a complete opposite direction. Like, it's not out of a realm of possibility for price to now shoot in the opposite direction. I mean, if you have a look on a 15-minute time frame, you'll see how big that rejection is, and it's not a common rejection, right? So price may have rejected off of this potential 15-minute OB, right, and then sold off. So for me, Am I going to fight that? No. So that's why I took partials before that area, and I have moved my stop loss into profit whilst I was taking partials. Sure, price can continue up to the upside, but I'm just not going to take that risk if price is going to do that. Um, I'm not the market maker. I can't do what I want it to do. What I want it to do is go full send to the moon before it comes back down to something I'll break even. But I didn't do that. Either way, let's just see what I've walked away with today. So I walked away with 0.71% today, which is okay. It's not great, but I'll take it. It's not too bad. 0.71% for the day, which means I'm only down 0.2 for the week so far. I wasn't expecting to trade today, to be honest. I thought it was going to be another no trade day because price action has been pretty shocking during London. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. See what Thursday and Friday brings, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, guys, so I did enter another trade yesterday. So I finished up on 0.85% rather than 0.7. Reason being, I closed it. The trade actually did work out. So the first trade I did, so let's just scroll over. Let me just show you. I'm in this trade as well. I'll go over that in a sec. And I have reduced risk on it. But let me just go over yesterday's trade if I still got it right. So this is yesterday's trade. As you can see, this is where I went in. I took partials, then I moved stop loss to break even or slightly in profit. Then I got stopped out. And then obviously, if I left it, did nothing, it would have paid out completely, would have been a great trade. And then I saw another opportunity, got in, and I realized I was going against my own rules of doing a one and done and just be happy with that. So then I just closed the account out. I was like, what am I doing? I'm just trading more now because I just want to trade more. And I was like, okay, that's not right. Let me just close the trade. So I basically got out as soon as the trade was in profit. I just closed the trade for like a 0.15 or something like that. It was a tiny amount, so I just basically didn't really count it. But I did finish on 0.85% for the day. And now I'm in this trade, which is a counter trend trade. It's quite far away from my point of interest. If I go to the 15-minute, you'll see what I mean. I am overall bullish on gold. However, I can potentially see a retracement to this POI down here on this 15-minute time frame. So in my head, I'm thinking the possibility of price coming down first and maybe messing around this afternoon and doing something like this, I feel like could happen compared to price just now, just doing this. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm potentially seeing. Price is starting to flip on the 15. So if we go back to the 1 minute, you kind of see where the structure, oh God, where the structure is going. As you can see, we are breaking structure to the downside. So that is giving me more hope that price is continuing to sell off. I have reduced risk and I've only got 0.6% at risk on the table. But yeah, it's just one of them things where it's a bit, I don't like going counter trend, but at the same time, it just makes a lot of sense. So I took the trade. Or I'm just going to wait till this afternoon and trade this afternoon instead. If price comes down to here and we get some sort of logical buy. But at the moment, I can't see a logical buy until price retraces a lot more. And this is basically what this 1 minute counter trend trade is that retracement to potentially the bigger move. So it is high risk, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah, I'll stop that. The trade. Very frustrating. It is what it is. Down minus 0.3. If this goes and hits TP, then that's super annoying. It does look like it's going to go down. It's doing this horrible consolidation thingy right now. Obviously, that's because I'm going against the trend. But yeah, that's 15-minute candle just came up and just rocked me. If I go to the 15, you can see I was basically trailing the 15-minute highs, and this one just came up and went bang. And then now it looks like it's going to sell off. I don't know. I might get in again. It's just frustrating. It is frustrating because it does look like it is going to sell off and do what I want it to do. It's like, can I survive the ride? And I am going against a high time frame trend. I do know that. So maybe I should just take my 0.3% L and just wait for price to then flip bullish. But yeah, it's one of them things. It's one of them things. But it was worth the shot anyway. I lost 0.3% with a potential gain of 1.5 or even 0.5. But yeah, it's it is what it is. So yeah, maybe there might be more trades today, maybe there won't. We do have some high impact news this afternoon. We do have unemployment claims coming out at 1:30. So maybe then we'll get a clearer picture of what's actually going on. Maybe this is why we're getting some consolidation. If I go to the DXY, you can kind of see that the DXY is selling off. So so gold should be going up, but the DXY is also doing this weird sideways action. As you can see, it's like this spike up, spike down, and now we're going up. So then maybe gold's going down. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's all over the place at the moment. Let's be honest. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to come back at 1:30, probably around 2:30, and see what price is doing then after the news. But right now, it's a no-go.
Okay, so as you can see, I was right about the direction of where I thought price was going to go, but obviously it took me out at a 0.3 loss. Obviously, this is why I try my stop. If I just left my trade as it was or where it was, however, I probably would have lost this trade. Well, I would have lost this trade up for 1%. So it's one of the things of like, I knew it was going to go, I just didn't survive the ride. So it is what it is. Do I think now that we're looking for buys? Probably not. And if it is, it's probably going to be tomorrow now. So I can't see a trade happening. It's just 1 o'clock. So New York is kicking off. 1:30's when the news is due. So then we're really going to see what's going to happen. So let me just delete this so it's easier to see. So do I think price is going to continue to sell off? I don't know, but the high time frame is in no man's land, so I can't really decide where I should be buying or selling. So I haven't gone to the gym yet, so I should probably do that. But yeah, it's an indecisive day for me, if I'm honest. It's not clear. The price has only just had a huge sell-off now. It doesn't mean it's going to continue to sell off. It could have a huge rally back to the top side. If I have a look at the dollar, the dollar is starting to push higher. Potentially dollar might just be retracing to a POI, aka the dollar is still very bearish. I mean, let's just have a look. See price is doing this. So price could come back, potentially test this, and then continue to sell off. And obviously, if the dollar does that, then gold potentially could be doing something like this, right? Because don't forget, gold is still very bullish, right? It could be coming after this high, right? To make another all-time high again. So yeah, it's just one of the things of I think it is going to go bullish still, but when I don't know, and the higher time frame isn't in line yet, so it's kind of like just let's not mess with it at the moment. Let's just wait to see what happens and just play it safe. But yeah, bit frustrating that I was correct about the bias. It's just the fact that I wasn't able to survive the ride. So it happens. We move on. We look for other opportunities. But yeah, so far this week's been pretty rubbish to be honest. But hey, can't win them all. Okay, I am back from the gym and I've got into a trade on gold. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. What I'm seeing is obviously price is now in line with the higher time frame. We are going bullish. Again, I can be wrong. We do have potentially some volatile news coming out, which is FOMC, just members speaking. So that could cause some uncertainty in the markets, which then, if that causes it, then gold will go up if there is uncertainty. So that is potentially what I'm thinking. Again, I'm just going to trade basically on technicals, and my technicals are saying world price is pushing bullish now. I'm in line with a higher time frame now, so let's just get in a buy because price is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. I'm expecting a high low-ish now, so then potentially make another higher high. Potentially we could come after this all-time high up here, hence why my TP1 is there as well. But yeah, so it could work, it could not. It's not up to me, it's up to the market. I'm just along for the ride. Can I survive it? Who knows? Okay, I closed the trade early. I took a 0.6% loss. I didn't like how price action was happening. It's 4 minutes to the news release, so I just didn't want to be a part. I didn't want to be this much in drawdown when that news is coming out. Because if you have a look, it does look like it wants to go up. Because if you have a look, it's just normal price action, right? What do we have? We have price doing this, impulse. Now it's flagging, right? It's just doing a normal flag. The only thing I don't want to deal with when the news comes out is something doing like this, and then I get slipped or have some sort of slippage to deal with, because it does make sense for price to continue up, flag, continue, flag, continue. That's what price can do. So I'm just not going to take the risk of that news coming out in like 3 minutes time just to come down, wick me out more than what I'm willing to risk. So if I can just control my risk right now, which is 0.6% took off. So I'm down 0.9% for the day if I don't trade anymore. But that's basically it. I'd rather take a 0.6% loss than an unknown potentially 1 something% loss. You know, it's just I'm not willing to take that hit. I mean, how long have we got? We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left until the news comes out at 5 or 5:15, sorry. So we still have more time. But again, it's that thing, isn't it? It's just like, do I want to be this close to this much in drawdown during that type of news release? No. What can I control in this situation? Well, my risk. If I close it now, I'm going to lose 0.6. I can leave it open. I might not lose the trade. I might actually still be in profit. However, if it does go against me, I mean, this is a higher chance of me losing more than 0.6. There's a higher chance of me losing 1 something with slippage. Because when price does send it on gold, as you guys know, it does go. So let's have a look at another gold like yesterday. This is the candle that came out, right? So this was the candle during the news, right at 3 o'clock. Bang. So imagine if that went in the other direction and just slipped me out. So rather than me losing, when I got on here, I gained like I gained like 0.56. So rather than me gaining 0.56, I might have lost 1 point something. 1.5 maybe in slippage alone. So it's just one of the things of like, do I really want to take the risk? So what I want to do now is I want price to come out with the news, then flag back and maybe give me another opportunity to get in. That's what I'm potentially seeing. I don't think I'm going to get that opportunity until like 7 o'clock tonight until both of the speeches come out. But we've got 11 seconds now, so let's just slide back across to see what happens in 11 seconds to see, was I right to get out? All right, it's come out to 5:15. Let's see if I was right or wrong. 4 seconds to go. Would I have lost or not? Or nothing's going to happen. Probably nothing's going to happen. I mean, it might happen over the next couple minutes when I obviously close this trade before this news release just to play it safe. It looks like I would have been fine. But in 45 minutes, I've got a call with my team that I do every week. So I'm going to go do that. And I might come back at 7 just to see where the market is. If this price does seem to like want to push up and go that way, then fine. I'll look for another opportunity when maybe the higher time frame looks prettier. But for now, I'm just going to stay out and just come back tomorrow if nothing happens, to be honest. Okay, guys, it is Friday morning. This is going to be my last trade for the week. It's going to be the only trade for today, purely because this afternoon we do have high impact news for the dollar. We have average hourly earnings. We have non-farm employment change. We have unemployment rate. That is very high impact news for this afternoon. So I feel like that will affect the dollar. So hopefully I can hit TP1 on this before that news comes out at 1:30. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning now, so I have got plenty of time. I just hope it just doesn't consolidate for ages until then. And then we have to do that risky sort of like, do I close it now? Like the trade I closed yesterday would have been a full loss if I didn't close it early. So I'm glad I did. Stuck to my gun, stuck to my plan with the trade management side of things. So hopefully we don't have to do that situation again. But if I have to, I have to. But yeah, hopefully this does push up and I can get at least the TP1 before the news. But again, anything can happen. It's out of my control. Whatever happens, happens. So fingers crossed, price does start to move to the upside. Okay, so just let you know, I have moved stop loss to break even. We did get some scary times. I'm not gonna lie, this took a lot of, I want to say balls on my part, but yeah, it tested me. Anyway, so basically price came all the way down like 12 pips away from stopping me out, and then price is now retracing and pushing to the upside. So with the news coming out this afternoon, if this hits TP1, half the risk is off, and obviously I've gone break even. I do know that a slippage can happen. So it's one of those things of just being prepared. If I've taken a half off and let's say I get stopped out of break even, but actually it loses a little bit more because I've already taken half off, I should still have some profit left at the end of the day. That's only if obviously you hit TP1 first, and obviously if price comes back, stops me out, maybe I lose like 0.2, 0.3%. If the move does go against me, it could just shoot up to the moon, and obviously I'll get slippage in my favor. But again, it's just me being careful, me being protective over my capital, and just being safe with it and being smart. But yeah, if you have a look in the 5 minute time frame, you can see the OB where I highlighted right in here. You see price came all the way down, filled the IPA, hit the order block, and then started to trade upwards. So yeah, that was a scary time, but I just literally stared at this in this order block when price action was on a 1 minute time frame and just looked and just see, okay, how is price reacting to this area? Is it rejecting? If it doesn't look like it was rejecting, I was hovering over the cross to close the trade. Because obviously if price kept closing down, I'm like, okay, so it's probably gonna disrespect this OB and continue to stop me out. So yeah, it didn't do that. So I stayed in the trade, price pushed away, and then I've just been trailing my stop loss since and following the structure. But yeah, so if price does something like this now, because obviously price is doing this, could get something like this, and then stop loss can, maybe move slightly higher, maybe to like this level, before the news, hopefully. I'll probably, rather than putting it here, I'll rather put it somewhere like here, just because price can do something like that, big old wick. So I'm just being sensible. I'm just being careful. It's a Friday. It's NFP day. I don't want to take the piss and do anything stupid. So yeah, I'm just going to try and be as smart as I can. But hopefully we hit TP1 before 1:30. It is 11:15 now. So all right, I have closed my position. I got like a 0.18% or something like that. I need to double check, but reason for me getting out was price was just hovering around break-even point. New York is due to open in 8 minutes time. We do have NFP due at 1/2 past. So for me, what I'm going to do, I was hoping I was going to hit TP1 before New York. That was my plan, and it just isn't happening right now. So I closed at a small profit, very small, basically break even. And I'm just going to wait for the aftermath of NFP. After the aftermath, maybe around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we can see if there's any more opportunities. But if there isn't, then I'm just going to call it a day, and that'll be my week done. But yeah, from what I'm seeing, it's just, yeah, it's not doing much. I mean, price obviously was going up, and now it's just going sideways. So last thing I want to do is just get caught out in a consolidation wick, lose a bit on slippage when I could get out safely for like a small profit, and then just wait for a better, cleaner setup at a later date. But yeah, at the moment it's just pretty ugly of what price is doing. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the aftermath, see what happens, see if I made the right decision. Okay, the news is about to drop in about 30 seconds. However, price is in profit a little bit more. I would have been stopped out at break even on this trade anyway, because as you can see, price came back to my entry point, then pushed away. So I'm glad that I took at least 0.18 off the table and played it safe rather than having to deal with this emotion right now, because price is still roughly in the same area, can do multiple different things at this time. I can see there is a lot of price movement happening, and it is 5 seconds to go. So let's just see if price shoots to the moon or comes down first. I'm thinking it's going to shoot to the moon, and you're going to say, should have stayed in it. Oh, I'm glad I didn't stay in it. There you go. There you go. What did I say? I would have been out for a lot more than what I got out for, right? I would have lost a lot in slippage. And this is why I say stick to your plan. This is 100% why you should stick to your plan and trust your gut and understand that you have absolutely zero control when it comes to NFP release. This is why. So today I profited, and I could have easily lost more than my shirt in today's price action, right? This is the reason why you stick to a plan, guys. So price action is really ugly. Will I continue to trade later on? I don't know. If I do, I'll share it on my Insta and then inform you next week. But yeah, this is why you stick to your plan, guys. This is why. So for the week, I am up. No, I'm not up. I'm down 0.8, I think. Let me just do the maths on it quickly. I'll put a screenshot up on the screen of where I am. And you can see it for yourself. But I'm happy. I'm very happy. The night before, I always tell my students as well, the night before, so let's say you want to trade Monday. On Sunday, do your back testing, go through your trading journal, go through last week's trades, put your mindset in place of being in trading mode. Even if you have, like for me, like 2 or 3 days off without looking at the charts, you will get sloppy. It's kind of like how I describe it as like pre-season training. Like when you're a professional football player, you don't just stop training and then our next season's coming, get straight back into an FA Cup final or whatever. You have to keep training, keep yourself fit, be match fit, ready to go. So when you're trading, it's the same process. You have to be trading fit. You can't have too long off of your mindset. Like it's good to shut down, but when you come back, just understand that there is processes. You got to grease the engine, warm it up before you go full out, full flat on the throttle, right? You just need to baby step it. So that's basically where I went wrong, I think, this week. So next week I'm back in the full swing of things. Those 4 days off kind of messed me up a little bit, and I didn't do what I was meant to do in prepping myself mentally for the training week ahead. But that in mind, I'm still happy with only being down 0.79% for the week. But yeah, and as this is exactly my point. You've seen it here. This is why you stick to your plan, you trust your gut, and you understand that you have zero control when it comes to NFP. This is why. All right. So we profited today and we could have took a huge L, but we didn't. So hopefully you're enjoying the series, guys. If you are, let me know, comments down below. And hopefully next week we get some beautiful setups.